Have you ever felt more intimacy from a motion picture than in real life? Today, I will share how the director's technique to gain great screen chemistry from their actors is essential for your love life. Welcome to A Director's Take on Intimacy. Hi, I'm Director C.J. Powers. Picture for a moment a dimly lit room filled with scented candles. Beautifully melodic music fills the space, along with a gentle breeze that lightly tickles the window shears. Two lovers kneel on the bed, caressing each other's faces with gentle strokes of affection. Cut! The mood breaks, and the 24 cast and crew members return to moving camera equipment around, adjusting lights for the next scene. We're moving on, folks. Actors can handle the abrupt starts and stops in filmmaking. They've learned to turn things on and off at will. But for a love scene that really works, the director has to help them get into the moment. Today, I'll take you behind the scenes and share the secret elements that feed on-camera intimacy. In fact, you'll find out that it feeds all kinds of intimacy. These elements make actors come across in a convincing manner. And more importantly, these same elements will help you develop intimacy with friends and loved ones. Let's roll them. I use intimacy as an acronym. But first, let's define it. Intimacy is the closeness of observation. Okay, that's a new definition for you, I'm sure. That's right. Intimacy is the closeness of observation. Now, if you thought, like most people, that intimacy was all about a private atmosphere and sexual pleasure, you're missing the most critical aspect of intimacy. It is all about how well you observe the other person, which means it can be platonic or romantic. For actors, they have to play off of each other. That requires excellent observation skills in the moment. They also must be close enough to experience the vulnerabilities that will allow them to express their character, to play the character in a way that comes across genuinely. If you take time in your relationships for that closeness of observation, you too can have great relationships. So let me break it down for you, as I do for the actors. The I in intimacy, the capital I in intimacy, reminds me of the big I. The me, as in the ego. But in this case, the presence of the big I isn't to remind me that I can be egotistical, but rather to set my ego to the side, set myself aside, and focus on the other person. Actors, just as lovers do, have to put their entire focus on the other person. This gives them a front row seat to the emotions and the shared thoughts that the other person brings to the table, so to speak. They get to observe the person from a unique, vulnerable vantage point. No one else can understand the person in the moment except for the person that is carefully observing, not judging, but observing the life message being shared. The N. It reminds me to bear my emotions. Naked. Did I say that word? Oh no. It's not about clothing. It's not about a lack of clothing, but rather putting ourselves in a vulnerable position where our souls are bared for the person in front of us to see who we truly are. It is a gift when a person takes that risk to reveal their inner treasures. Now, to fuel this intimacy, the actors must share something themselves. They must share something authentic to open the other person's treasure chest if they want to see those exceptional qualities that are within them. There's no free ticket for supporting the other person as they reveal who they are. It takes work. You have to actually make yourself vulnerable to see them vulnerable. It costs us a glimpse into who we are. T is for tenacity. I'm speaking of the spirit of methodically plodding along, putting one foot in front of the other, if you will, when it comes to working hard and building that intimacy. No one, not a single actor I know, can build intimacy on screen without putting in numerous private moments, getting to know each other, getting to know their co-star. The same is true in real life. You must find something special to do a little bit each day that will prepare your relationship for a unique moment of intimacy. You have to be thinking ahead. And you won't be disappointed, by the way, because the richness of an intimate moment is far more memorable and of greater value than any other event in life. It's time for the little I. This time, it's about you. Not setting yourself aside anymore. Now it's about who you are. It's not only about you, but it's about the humble you. As intimacy with another grows, some people get scared. So you have to be able to get to the place where you are willing to lose if necessary. You know, people do get scared, it's true. One of the most extraordinary experiences in life happens to also be the scariest. That's what intimacy is all about. After all, allowing someone with such closeness, such close access to your heart that they can observe who you really are, it's a considerable risk. It wouldn't take much for them to turn around and hurt you. But if you approach the moment wholly humble, you will receive a great reward, a person who supports you regardless of your past or your future. That is precious. That is of value. They will be there with you because you are you and for no other reason. There would be no pretense. You would understand the depth of sacrificial love they bring to the table, a love that would instead take a hit on your behalf than allow you to be exposed to the cruel world that we all face. That's right, the person would be willing to cover you and protect you. The M. The M is all about memories, the memories that are shared. As we rehearse our fond memories, we reignite the beautiful things that attracted us to that one person. We see them in a fresh new way, just as we did in the beginning. We see the one with whom we share intimacy. I mean, we really see them. Now, as an actor rehearses in their mind over and over again. And as they dwell on that repetition of positive experiences with the other person or the other character, they grow more fond. And that's true of us too. If we reflect back on our joint experiences that were fun and pleasurable and just a wonderful thing to be a part of, any of those experiences with the other person, we will find our feelings growing again toward them. That's how it works. That's why actors can pull that off. They can use that in the scene. If it grows in them, they can access it. Now, have you ever been in a room and the person you spent time thinking about unexpectedly enters the room? You know what happens? I know what happens. you immediately feel a spark of joy inside of you. There is something that wells inside of us and all too easily expresses itself with a natural smile or a glint in your eye or a verbal expression that just clarifies how happy you are to see them. That same natural flow happens when the actor repeats over and over the positive things about the other person in their mind, so that when that other actor makes a comment or enters the room, they have that natural feeling. It's real. And in real relationships, it's even more powerful. A is for affirmation. Affirmation is one of those really incredible things we can give a person, especially one that just shared their raw heart or an experience. Gifting the person with affirming words tells them they can continue to trust you. The right words also tell the person you are in the moment with them, side by side in the battle of life together. Now, while actors might not be able to use words all the time, especially words of affirmation, due to how their dialogue is written, they can certainly express that same affirmation with a look, a touch, or an affirming gesture. These other types of methods can also be used in real life. But there is something special about sharing affirming words that fit the conversation. It is so good. For all of these shared forms of intimate communication, you have to capture. That's what the C is for in intimacy. You have to capture what the other person is sharing. Sometimes we'll capture a key revealing word. Other times it will be a unique look or a gesture. But if you're fortunate, you capture the unspoken body language that reveals a depth beyond words. You'll just know. You will honestly know them. You'll have captured their essence or connected with their spirit in a way that will change both of you. The experience will be glorious. Any actor that can express such an event during a romantic scene will draw the audience in because everybody can see that energy that happens. The audience will be drawn in and they will have a growing desire themselves to practice the same kind of intimacy that they just witnessed on screen. It's incredible. The Y. While intimacy closes with the Y, I like to think that our why for being intimate actually shows up before we enter into the relationship. We have to know the why behind our actions. If we are in it for selfish reasons, we'll never be able to take the relationship deep. But with authentic motivation supporting our actions, the littlest moment can turn into a life-changing expression. You know, I love learning about other people. For me, it's all about them opening up, I'll call it their treasure chest within their heart. Here they are opening this secret treasure up, sharing a few of their prized possessions, and I'm honored. I feel honored. I feel after having a deep dive conversation with another person, I feel like not only are they magnified in my life, but all of mankind seems to be elevated. There's something unique about expressing and sharing that treasure together that no one else knows about. Anyway, a lot is required of actors performing a romantic scene, clearly. But not as much is at risk for them. However, risk is always present when you're entering into a relationship, whether it's a performance or a true life relationship. Because relationship will drive life forward. As a result, I gotta say, it's worth the risk. I hope you remember that intimacy is the closeness of observation. Plug that into your mind and think about it over and over. Intimacy is the closeness of observation. You don't have to be a lover to experience a certain healthy level of intimacy. I'm Director CJ Powers, and today's a wrap.